What were the best-selling electric cars in Europe in March? And in fact, for the first 3 months of the year, have the Model Y sales just completely dried up, as the media seem to be kind of suggesting? No, they haven't. Here are the real numbers. Hello, my friends. Great to see you. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Fortunately, we have the great guys at Clean Technica to supply us with this very integral information. Now, the way they're presented, I do find quite confusing. So bear with me because I kind of sort through it, because I don't consider plug-in hybrids to be EVs. If you're dragging around, and to be honest, we know plug-in hybrid drivers actually usually drive them as internal combustion engine vehicles. We know this from studies of hundreds of thousands of owners in Europe. So yeah, I don't include those in the list, guys. This is just fully electric cars. March, best-selling EV in Europe by quite a mile, in fact, was the Tesla Model Y, with 26,800 sales. Second place was the Tesla Model 3 with 12,000 sales. Not too bad for the Model 3. Third place was the Volvo EX30. Really good result. I think this is the best result ever for a Volvo vehicle in the EV sales charts. So, you know what? Full credit to Volvo with the EX30. Now, if you're in Australia and you want to consider buying an EX30, you can't. They're sold out. Maybe you can get one next year at some point in time, but I know that for this year they're sold out. What you should do instead is, if you want that car, just buy the sister version, which is more luxurious anyway, which is called the Zeekr X. It's basically the same car, but it's a bit nicer. And it's coming to Australia, so that's an option. Next, you have the Audi Q4 e-tron. Pretty surprising, actually, to see the Q4 e-tron in fourth place with 6,400 deliveries. And probably one of the reasons why the Audi Q4 e-tron is here is because the newer version is quite a bit better than the older version. The older version, it wasn't competitive with pretty much anything, to be honest. The new version it's quite a lot better. Worth having a look at now. Next, you have the Volvo XC40. But because some of those sales were plug-in hybrids, actually that drops that to 7th place. Instead, you have the Peugeot 208 EV with 5,405 deliveries. Now, the 208, most of its sales are coming from France. The 208 EV is the best-selling EV in France so far this year, and has beaten the Model Y, which obviously is a good result for Peugeot, because the Model Y was the best-selling EV in France by a mile last year. So following that is the XC40 EV with 5,300 deliveries. Then you've got the BMW i4 with 5,000. The BMW iX1 with 5,000, the MG4 with 4,772, the Volkswagen ID4 with 4,700, the Skoda Enyaq 4,600, the Mercedes EQA 4,387, the Fiat 500e with 4,100, followed by the Renault Megane EV with 4,000, and then the Volkswagen ID3 with 3,955. Just behind was the Kia Niro EV with 3,400 deliveries of the electric version. So as you can see, there's not really any Kia vehicles here in the top 19 vehicle delivery, top 18 sellers in Europe for the month. There's no Hyundais either. So no Hyundais, no Kias here in the top 18 vehicles. You've got the Niro in 19th place. Surprising to me. I don't know what's going on with Hyundai and Kia. They make great cars. I don't get it. Guys, I've seen a few Kia EV6s over the last few days. I see them. Every time I see them, I think it's an odd looking car, but I really like it. It's a really, really impressive car though. And to tell you a little story here, I actually sent Kia a couple of emails telling them I wanted to test their cars. I wanted to test the EV9. And I get emails from car manufacturers asking me, like BYD sends me emails saying, hey, do you want to come and test our cars? Thank you, BYD, for doing that. I appreciate that. Kia, they never responded. I'm like, what? You really don't want me to test your car? The EV9? Guys. And I actually called them as well. Just got basically just nothing. Basically, they weren't interested. So maybe Kia aren't actually that interested in terms of increasing their sales. Maybe it's more of a marketing thing. I don't know. But anyway, they have increased their sales in America. So maybe it's just Kia Australia. Maybe Kia in the US and Hyundai in the US, they're focusing on that market where they are more interested in definitely selling EVs in the United States, fortunately. Anyway, this is Europe. So I guess Europe is a different story. Now, getting back to these sales lists here, it is kind of interesting to see Model Y just crushing, well, everyone really. 27,000 deliveries, which is really, really good result. Model 3, 12,000 in second place. That does mean that their deliveries were down 19% versus the same month of last year. So the Model Y, it did sell a bit better. In March of 2023, deliveries were 19% higher. That said, the Model 3 has kind of offset some of that to some degree. Model 3 deliveries have grown by 36% year over year for the first quarter. So that's pretty big growth, right? 36%. That really does offset the Model Y sales decline. I think, Tesla really do need to bring out the Model Y Juniper version to kind of claw back some of these sales, to start increasing their sales. But keep in mind, they might actually be able to increase their sales as well in the temporary next few months with the new Model Y long range. The long range version, rear-wheel drive version, it's cheaper than the all-wheel drive version. It has more range, has 600 kilometers of WLTP range. I mean, that's going to put on a lot of people's target. It's well priced. The price is very competitive, and it's got a lot of range. And yeah, that's a very good option. I think Tesla might do really well with that car. Now, having a look at the best-selling cars. This is of most interest to me. What are the best-selling cars? Let's just look at the top 10 for the first 3 months of this year. January, February, March. What were they for the first 3 months? Model Y, of course, is clearly the best-selling car here with 58,000 Model Ys delivered in the first 3 months of the year. Second place, the Model 3. Easily second place with 26,826 deliveries. To be honest, I did expect even more than that. Even more deliveries of the Model 3 than that with the new Highland version after seeing all the rave reviews it's gotten from critics, journalists, YouTubers, etc. But anyway, it's still pretty good numbers. Third place was the Q4 e-tron with 15,443 deliveries. And next was the Volvo XC40, which surprises me. I don't think it's that great. XC40 sales 14,300. Next was the Peugeot 208 EV with 14,000 deliveries as well, followed by the Skoda Enyaq, 13,800. The Volvo EX30. Now, the Volvo EX30 is a great car. I can't understand why you'd buy the EX40. The EX30 is just much, much better. 13,600 deliveries. But it is a new model, so Volvo are probably just trying to get more stock. I'm sure they could sell more than this if they had more vehicles available. MG4 was next with 13,000 deliveries. Clearly the best-selling Chinese brand vehicle in Europe. They have been every month now for a couple of years. BMW i4 was next with 12,300, followed by the BMW iX1 with 10,915. Really good sales numbers here from BMW. If you notice one thing, right? Where's Volkswagen? I mean, what are they doing? I don't know what's going on with Volkswagen. Very strange. And clearly, Volkswagen have copped a lot of flack for their software in their EVs. So their sales have really literally collapsed in Europe. I mean, really shocking when you look down this chart and you see, way down the list, the Volkswagen ID4 used to be second. Anyhow, the i4, BMW i4 followed by the iX1. Then after that, you have the Kia. After that, you have the Fiat 500e with 9,925 sales, followed by the Renault Megane, 9,426. The Volkswagen ID4, finally we get to a Volkswagen vehicle, 9,226. The Mercedes EQA was next with 9,000. So BMW clearly outselling Mercedes easily. You have BMW really outselling Audi as well. But very interesting here, guys, to see no Kias, no Hyundais, and these top 10 sellers, top 10 best sellers in Europe, and to see Volvo doing so well. Now, Volvo's plan is clearly paying off. You know what? I've been very effusive in my praise of Volvo's CEO, as I should be and as we all should be. The guy is very pro-EV. He's basically saying other automakers are taking massive risks by not moving to EVs faster. He's saying that Volvo will be EV only in 2026 in Europe, and that he's saying, thank you very much, competition, for, saying EVs are slow sellers and disruption's going to be slower than we thought. Great, we're going to take some of your market share. So kudos to him. It's clearly working. I mean, it's instant. Like instant, we can see it here. It's not 1 month either. It's first 3 months of the year. That's a pretty good indicator, right? Volvo's going to have plenty of other great electric cars coming over the next few years too. So kudos to him. I think it's really good evidence that yes, EVs are selling. They will sell. Just need a good product at the right price. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Thank you for watching.